So basically, for the NLP, we call it NLP University 400. That's our trainer program. This is just a list of the kind of things that we go over in that program. The idea of the trainer training is that we want people to learn how to use NLP as a trainer, not just to teach NLP, although that's part of it, but actually how you use NLP as a trainer, and also how you can create any training with using NLP skills. So that's why we say there's these, we call these meta leadership skills. Of course, there's presentation skills. But for us, presentation, while it's a key part of training, is only one bit of it. As you see, giving and receiving feedback is key. Relational skills about being able to create rapport with groups, self-management, group management, conducting demonstrations and assigning exercises, designing exercises, and actually we even go over having a whole process where you'll be working with a program. We usually have people come with some sort of a program that they would like to create as a trainer. Then we also go over assessment strategies. So we perceive all of these as being, part of what it means to be a complete trainer. These the basic components of a training program. You set up, you make a presentation, you do a demonstration, assign a learning activity, then there's discussion and reflection afterwards, and then feedback and assessment.
I just wanted to add to that. Also, I think, the frame at NLPU, as many people are saying, is around this ability to create, because what we bring together, a real community and, a real generative learning community, which I think is so important, that we really have an emphasis on mastery and artistry, I think, more than just technique and technology. And I think that's really kind of important, to let people know that there's a lot of generativity in these classes. That is so delicious to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think what Judy is saying is that this, you've heard our trainer team. Many people are saying, these are life-changing programs.
Yeah.
And that's part of our goal. And like Colette was saying, it's not just to learn a few techniques and make presentations. It's about to make a dent in the universe. So
to really bring a generative self to a generative field and generate.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of dents.
A big dent. So the master trainer. So that we say the trainer is all about how do you basically how do you do a whole all of the skills of a trainer, which is not just presenting, but designing a program, designing exercises, doing demos, assigning things, giving feedback, handling questions. Those are all the key things. And then master trainer, we sort of go to another level where, this is another one of our, goals, this idea of, in addition to putting that ding in the universe, we also want to create a world to which people want to belong. And so in our master trainer, we work with that. And we have these different aspects of being master trainer. One is, of course, being a trainer, but also a developer, what we call a transformational entrepreneur, a coach and facilitator, and a leader. So these are all these different aspects of being a master trainer, which involves building a sustainable and successful career in business as an NLP trainer, contributing to society and the environment, growing personally and spiritually, supporting emotional and physical well-being of ourselves and others, and sharing with a community of peers. So these are the sort of, as we expand and say, a master trainer is somebody who not only does trainings, but that's your essential business, right? You're sort of creating your career around that.
And I think developing those different roles for people is quite often really, really profound, that they'll be so strong in one or two of those roles and very weak in other roles. And I think back to what you were saying, Robert,
Yes.
About leaders being able to stretch, being able to reflect, being able to share and coach each other, that
Yes.
all those, they're sort of like the super role there
Yes.
that we're all learning and developing and stretching, out into the world. Yeah.
Yeah, and with the skills, the kind of skills for this program are things like being an NLP modeler and developer. There's of course advanced trainer skills. This idea of a transformational entrepreneur. An entrepreneur means that you're building a training business, not just doing a training, but building a training business. And then this idea of coach and facilitator, of collective intelligence and generative collaboration, and then this idea of a conscious leader. So these are all the different skill sets that we'll be covering there. We'll say a little bit more about these in just a minute, but I want to just reflect a little bit on how we do that. So this is going to be all online this year. We were hoping that we'd be able to get back up to the university, but maybe next year, or maybe things will change in the world. But for now, I think we have built a really strong online program. We put a lot of time and effort into this, into the design. The way we do it is we call it flipping the classroom. The notion of flipping the classroom means that instead of going to the classroom and listening to a lecture and then going home and doing homework, you actually listen to these pre-recorded master classes at home, and then the real-time meetings are for question and answer sessions, supplementary demos, community building activities. And generally, the way we do this is there are 2 90-minute sessions. So depending upon where you are in the world, this here, it says a 90-minute morning and evening. The morning one basically is morning California time. And that's for people in Europe and the Americas. Typically, the evening, and this is the evening in California, is for people in the Asia and Australia. And these are also recorded, so people, if you miss it, people on different time zones can still get access to them. Here comes Teresa. And then there will be practice sessions that are done more on local time zones with our local affiliates or resource persons. So that's this idea of flipping the classroom. This is now something we actually started this during the pandemic.
I was just, no, Robert, I was thinking about when we wrote that paper.
Oh, that paper.
Like 1990 or something, 90.
Yeah, we started that back in the 90s.
It was called Flipping the Classroom.
That's right. Yeah. And we also had, we've had these online programs long before the pandemic as well. Yeah. We had the foundation skills that Judy and I did that have also, recordings. But we have been sort of doing this particular version of flipping the classroom since the pandemic, and I think we've really got it. So this is now going to be what our 6th or 7th year. So I think we've got this down pretty well. And so for each topic, for each trainer, our master trainer topic, there's readings, there's the video master classes. The classes are transcribed and translatable into other languages. The slides are also up there and are translatable. There are demos that are going to be available, quizzes and assessments. And then we have each master class also has graphic facilitation. And then there's a library of audio and video recordings. And so I think what I want to do for just a moment, I'm going to actually pause and show I'm going to show what the dashboard looks like for those of you that haven't seen it. So hold on. Let me get the dashboard up here. So I'm going to show you, this is typically what this dashboard looks like. You'll see here are the various topics. So these would be each day of the program. You see each one of these is a link. Let's say if we click on presentation skills for a moment, it takes you to the certification. There's the recorded master class here. I won't play the whole thing, but you'll get a sense of it here. Actually, I think I'm not sharing the sound anyway, but
welcome back. This master class.
We're not gonna play that, but you see that there's a master class there. There is a transcript. If you come up to the top here, you can have the transcript into any one of these languages. It can be translated. Along with here, we have you can hide the transcript. We have the slides. These would be the slides of the basic, presentation skills. Then we also have, let me just briefly show here's the graphic facilitation, sort of goes over, the basic ideas. And then there's also the readings. So this is all part of and by the way, each one of these is also translatable into all the different languages. If we come up to the top here, let me go back to this one. You see that there's also a video library. I'm going to just click on that very briefly. And this library has, there's English language videos, and there's also videos from our trainers in other languages, in Farsi, French, and Greek. But here you see there's all kinds of different videos. It's searchable. You can look for different topics. This gives you a list of the topics: Milton model, NLP presuppositions, 6-step reframing, So that's all available for everybody who is in the program. And I want to show the one other thing here. I'm going to look at the master trainer dashboard. This is actually from last year's, so the dates are a little bit off. But you'll see that what also gets added, these would be the topics for master trainer all here, and the particular day. But you also see that what will happen is that each day we do we post a recording of the plenary. I'll just click on that for a moment. So you'll see that the plenary, there's Robbie right there. He was doing that. And so those will all be added to the dashboard as well. And hold on. And there's also an AI, we'll be having an AI summary. Whoops, well, I'll go back to that later. There's an AI summary for each part of the, each of the plenary sessions. So that's basically the way the dashboard works. And usually what we'll invite people to do is to watch. You generally get access to this dashboard roughly about a month ahead of time. And then we may or may not have all of the topics available right away. Our goal is that people would watch them before the plenaries, so that when you come to the plenaries, we have questions and any other demos and discussions. Judy, anything you would want to add to that, or?
No, nothing. I think it sounds just right.
Yeah.
Covered.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back then just quickly to the slides for a moment and finish up on that. And then, oops, sorry. Going back and forth between these things on Zoom. One more second here. So we showed the different things, the graphic facilitation, the readings, the master classes. The other thing that was going to be available is I've been developing a number of artificial intelligence agents. So if you bring together NLP and AI, you get what I call it for the time being robot dilts. And we say artificial intelligence plus human intelligence makes kind of co-intelligence. And what robot dilts is a series of specific agents. Now, an agent here means it has a very specific function. It's not just a chat bot like ChatGPT or Gemini or a regular chat bot. It's very specific. There's teachers, a teacher bot, a teacher agent, or an assistant. There's an assessors. There's companions. There's specific tools that do a particular function. There's also agents that would coach people through particular processes. So, in fact, the way that an agent is created is that it has a specific knowledge base. So if you go on ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, Grok or those things, they only have access to what is public domain on the internet. So they wouldn't have access to our manuals, to our books or things like that. So these agents are trained on specific knowledge base. Then they're also configured, like ChatGPT, if you go and you just ask it, you have no idea what its personality is. Here, we're defining the agent's personality, its behavior, its core instructions, and then they're handpicked media resources that again would not be available in public domain on the internet. In fact, they're not available anywhere except, they'd be like videos, audio files, images that this agent uses. We also, at least these ones that the robot dilts ones, have been trained and model my particular style, tone, vocabulary, and then it has particular, again, and the agent has particular description of what it does specifically. In fact, I just want to quickly show a couple of examples. I don't want to spend too much time, and I'm aware that, as Judy was saying when we started, AI has its positives, it has its negatives. We're trying to make these agents, though, be something that I think can be really helpful in the overall learning process. So let me, I'm going to get one up here and sort of show you how this would work. So I have again a whole number of these different kinds of agents. In fact, maybe I'll start here. So I think as I said, I've designed now over about 30 agents. They do things related to sleight of mouth, strategies of genius, logical levels. There's one that uses meta model. There's one that teaches a meta model. We have a coach state coach. There's one that uses meta programs. There's one that teaches about meta programs. There's ones that teach about success factor modeling, next generation entrepreneurship. Now, some of these will be available specifically to trainers. Others will be available to master trainers. There's ones that are like specifically this one here, the robot dilts for NLPU trainer training. Very interesting one. This NLP practitioner practice. I'm going to show you. Let me just show you how a couple of these things work here. So this one is the interesting one. It's the NLP practitioner practice. And so it basically is going to, it shows you, here's the various kinds of skills that it's going to be working with, so managing personal states, developing and anchoring states, eliciting well-formed outcomes. And then this particular agent has two roles that you can choose at any time. It has a teacher role where it guides you step by step and gives feedback, and has an assessor role where it engages you in an activity, and you can switch between either one. And so you get started, you pick a particular simulation to practice with. So there's obviously several ones here. There's 6 possibilities: a personal performance issue, health issue, learning issue, top management, so business issue, somebody's new to a company, or you can define your own scenario. And so I'm just going to show very quickly. If I choose F, we can define a scenario. It's going to now ask me, what's the scenario? So I'm going to say, briefly describe this. Let's say it's a person in an NLP trainer training who wants to create a program for children. So that's going to be my scenario. Then this is about practicing, NLP skills. So thank you for describing your scenario for this training. I'm going to play the client. You're going to be the guide, and you're going to help me define a well-formed outcome. So it's now telling me what I'm going to have to do. So it says, here's my initial statement as your client. I really want to create an NLP program for children, but I feel overwhelmed by all the possibilities, and I'm not sure where to start. I just want to stop feeling stuck and actually make progress. So what's your first question to help me clarify my outcome? So I might say, well, how do you want to feel about designing this program? I didn't pick which mode, teacher or assessor, but it's probably likely to default to teacher, but let's see what it does. What happens here it is. So in teacher mode, that it's going to actually give me feedback for every statement. In the assessor mode, it would have me probably interact about 5 times and then would give me feedback. So what you see here is that it's already saying, you shifted the focus from being stuck to how the client wants to feel, which is the first step in eliciting well-formed outcome. You've kept the client associated in their own experience. So the skills demonstrated, you match their language. You use positive frame to guide them towards this. You perceptual position, you kept them in first position. Next step, now help the client define what excited and confident would look like, feel like in action. So you see, this is really for somebody who's taken in a practitioner program, this would really give them ongoing feedback every step of the way, kind of guide them into, in this case, it's about doing a well-formed outcome. It might go in a different way if I had asked a different kind of, or just chosen a different scenario. But that would be an example of a specific agent. I'm going to just show maybe one other example of something. This one, I'm going to choose meta model mastery. In the meta model mastery, I'm going to say start as a new user. So the way that these ones that mastery, there's one that's another one for representational systems and submodalities. There's one for meta programs, where what you do is it gives you different ways of practicing meta model. I'm not sure why this is taking so long. It's kind of interesting.
What's stopping it?
I don't know. That's what we've got to ask it. What's stopping you right now? I'm going to just.
I knew Deb would like that one.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Here it is, meta model mastery. So I'm going to say hello. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So it's now saying. So here it says, meta model is a set of language patterns. It's going to help you to learn them. Here's the various patterns.
Cool.
So normalizations are especially important. So you can have these three ways by identifying a common meta model pattern. I'm going to give you three sentences with the same pattern. You name the pattern or ask a question to challenge it. Or it can simulate a potential client. I'll simulate a role. I'll play the role of a client with a problem. You practice identifying and challenging meta model patterns. Or you can enter a statement with your own question. So I can provide it with one. So I'm just as an example, I'm going to do number one, start with number one here. And hopefully it won't take forever this time.
You always do that.
Yeah, there we are. So it says people just don't care anymore. They always target the important details. Someone should have done something about it. So I think we can say, you could either just say, you could either ask, well, which people specifically? So you can actually ask the question, or you could name it. You could say, unspecified referential index. But if you ask that question, it says your question addresses unspecified referential index. This shows words like people, they, or someone. Nice work. That's the common pattern. Do you want to try another one? So let's try another. Let's do another example. And see if we can figure this one out.
Can't handle this change with AI.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can't trust anyone these days.
You cannot.
Nobody ever listens to me.
It tells you
Everyone
sweet
is
things,
against
makes
my
you fall
idea.
in love with it. But what if it starts telling you bad things? It's got your head and your heart. You're in big trouble.
That's the whole thing, though.
That's the whole thing.
These agents will never do that.
They would never do that. Never.
Here, I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you. Here's how you make this. Here's this agent. This is actually, I'm gonna go to, so I'll show you the list of my agents here, and then you'll see how you make them. Hello. So there's one that's the score elicitor. There's robot built for NLP training. So I'll just click on one here.
Very cool.
So if I click on, I'm going to click on this Imagineering Strategy Coach. And so what you'll see is this is its knowledge base. So I've given it all there's the entry from the encyclopedia, there's the worksheets. It also knows a little bit about meta model. And then here's the way that it works. I'll show you. So I'm telling it, so you are an Imagineering Strategy Coach. Then there's these core behavioral rules, right? So it won't let you fall in love with it, or if you do. And then, so there's various stages. The first stage is an onboarding stage. So I'm telling it, how to, basically it's going through all the stages. Stage one, background and overview. So there's the dreamer stage. And then here's what I was saying about media resources. I give it all of these various, there's pictures, there's videos, there's different slides. And so as it goes through, it will show some of these various pieces of media. So that's what I mean by an agent. It's in fact, a lot of my agents, I'm going to show one other here. Let me show that. We're just looking at that meta model one. What I often will do is I actually create the agent using logical levels. So I start with, here's your purpose, here's your identity, you are this, there's your role and your mission, here's your values, here's your capabilities, and then here's these behavioral rules. So where's my, let's see, where is the meta model one that we were just looking at? Sleight of mouth magician, there's the meta programs. Sorry, here it is.
Here it is, yeah.
Meta model coach. Click here, hello. So again, this agent has a very specific knowledge base. Let me click on the knowledge base. Hello. I don't know why. Sometimes things go slower when we are on Zoom for some reason. I'm trying to, there. So this is its knowledge base. You see, it's got all kinds of stuff about meta model. Then here's the configuration. And, again, it tells you, again, you can be designing a desired state, clarifying the present state, identifying resources. So this has very specific function. So anyway, I think maybe that's enough about some of the robot builds things. And what we're going to do is, I have various ones. This one is for the NLPU. This is actually specifically for the NLPU trainer training, where you can ask it all kinds of questions relating to, actually, by the way, this was another thing I meant to say. You can switch to any language. So like right now, this one was working in French, telling me about logical levels, and we did it in French, and then I switched back to English. This is the meta model mastery. We were just doing that one. This is this one is representational systems. Basically, does the same kind of thing. Here you can see I actually put in a statement that was about. This is actually from Moshe Feldenkrais describing how he works with the client, and it then analyzes it and gives me all the different representational systems. Visual, kinesthetic, auditory, and then this tells me how I could respond to that. When you imagine these structures, are the images moving or still? So basically, again, it's does all these things with representational systems. This one is meta programs. Here, what would you say to your child that would help? Trying to see what I was doing here. Practicing with another statement, right? So here the person is, this is where it's being a client, and then I am asking it questions based upon the meta programs. Anyway, I'm going to pause there and come back to the slides and finish with this just briefly. So these will be available, and the other thing we're going to be doing in the future is, part of, I'll get to this in a moment, but part of what we do for our trainer and master trainer is that people can become authorized to utilize our NLPU materials, or even we call it affiliated. I'll say a little bit about that in just a moment. But people can also become authorized to have access to these agents, and that would mean you would have an account where you get my agent that you could use with your own trainees or your own clients, and then you could of course use it in different languages. So I just want to say then, so what's the result of this in addition? So you go through the dashboards, you go through the plenary sessions. You can be using the AI agents, can be there 24/7 in any language to help you. And then, so the certification criteria, you need to view the video master classes, complete online assessments. There are certain assessments, for example, where you will be filling in, if you're in the trainer, there's things that you fill in about trainings. There's certain worksheets. Same with master trainer. Attend the practice sessions, turn in other written assignments, and then successful completion of the final presentation and activities. Now, we usually give people beyond the end of the actual 2 weeks of the training session to complete all of these things. But as I said, then there's a sort of authorization package where people can be authorized for a practitioner or a master practitioner. One of the things that differentiates a trainer from master trainer is that master trainers can also make other trainers. Then this is what we call our affiliation package. Where people this says physical attendance, but it means live attendance. I meant to replace that. It just means, because obviously they can't be there physically, but in the live programs. And then we give people an endorsement. They appear on our website, and we sign certificates for them. So thank you. I want to say thank you, everybody. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So good to see you all. A real pleasure. Let's play. Let's play.
Going to see everybody again soon.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
bye, everyone.
Bye.